This is the drive home with
Zac
and TT for the Mill drive home, driving home from the den where it finished. Millwall 1,
West Bromich Albion 1.
I think when we play West Brom, it's normally a draw. Certainly at home, we've had plenty of draws, and West Brom, I think, have got the most draws in the Championship. So it's no surprise that the points were shared. However, I would say I think we deserved all 3 points. Created more chances, had more attacking play, but we didn't take them. And if you don't take your chances and you put one in the back of your own net, you're going to struggle to win games. Thank you very much for getting us to 3,000 subscribers. We finally got there. It took us ages, and then all of a sudden we got a load more. But so we really appreciate your support of the channel. Obviously now we've got to get to 4,000 subscribers. We're only about 975 short, so I'm sure it won't take us too long. Stick a like on the video. I really appreciate the comment about a drive to the game. That might be something that we look at. Just what would you like us to talk about? You know, put it in the comments. We're more than happy to do it, to give more content. It's just, you know, what I always feel like, do we talk too much? Never mind giving you any more content. But if you like it, if you want us to do something different, we're more than happy to do that for you. So we started off today with 2 changes from the debacle. That was the Plymouth match. Jensen in goal. The right back was Kramer. The 2 centre backs were Tanganga and Jake Cooper. Left back was Joe Bryan. In front of them you had Billy Mitchell and Casper Denor. You had Ryan Cundall flanked either side by Femi Aziz and Aaron Connolly.
He was not up to it today.
Did you not? I thought he put himself about a bit. It's only when he got tired in the second half and he switched off and didn't track his runner that I knew he needed to be taken off. And then we had Miho up front, who again very industrious, worked really hard, put himself about. Like saying that we conceded the first chance from a poor bit of play. You know, Kramer didn't have his best game away at Plymouth and gave the ball away again. You know, really cheap. The West Brom left winger drove a goal, and to be fair, it was a pretty weak, tame shot. Their only other shot on target in the entire game. Dribbles, well, it weren't dribbled through to Jensen, but it was definitely a savable. You expect him to save it.
It was struck well, but it was too close to the keeper. It was.
We then created a few chances of our own as we grew into the game. The ball was played down the left. Joe Bryan intercepted it well. There was a dummy on the edge of the box. It fell to Casper Denor, and you wanted him to curl it into the bottom right-hand corner. Unfortunately, he, you know, fluffed his lines a little bit and put it wide of the right-hand post. The second chance, ball up to Ivanovic, played, you know, brought the ball down well, played it out left to Femi Aziz, who drove at goal and then absolutely unleashed a rocket. Unfortunately for us, it was just the wrong side of the right-hand post. It didn't miss by much. You know, obviously I didn't get a very good angle of it, but when I saw the replays, whereas you did, you know, it
was one of them things where you think if that moves a little bit, because it was moving the whole time, if that moves a little bit more, it's going to hit a post or it's going to go in.
Yeah, and then the aforementioned Femi Aziz was on the right-hand side of the pitch. You know, we win the ball. I think Kramer wins the ball, plays the ball into Femi Aziz, and it's an absolutely delicious ball in. Jake Cooper, I think it was probably from a breakdown from a corner, or
yeah, it was because no, it was Tanganga who won it. I think he played it to Kramer, who laid it back to Aziz.
Yeah.
And then
Cooper was up front in, you know, perfect goal scoring position. It's a beautiful ball in, and he's headed it down and put us 1-0 up, and I felt deservedly so at that stage of the game. Ironically, the next 10 minutes of the game were West Brom's best moments of the game. They came into it a little bit more. I don't know whether necessarily we sat back, but they certainly created a couple of chances. The first one, and you know, it's the goal that was scored. If you think of as an individual player, how many times can you get something wrong in one bit of play? But Joe Bryan takes a free kick from about 35 yards out, puts it straight to the keeper. They break really well, to be fair, West Brom, with pace and dynamism. They've obviously got some very quick players. The ball then eventually gets played out to our left side where Joe Bryan should be. He hasn't broken his nuts to get back into position.
And just leisurely jogging through Tanganga and Cooper.
Yeah, and then, you know, the ball's played across, and Joe Bryan does his best Neymar impression and flicks the ball into, you know, he's got 2 for 2 in 2 games, and he manages to score and to put it 1-1. And like I said, you felt that it was a bit of a kick to the stomach, because you know, I felt like we were on top of the game, but that quick break, like I said, a number of mistakes by Joe Bryan, who I would say had I felt a really good game. But you can't afford to make so many mistakes in such a short space of time. But he did, and then, you know, West Brom create another great chance. We've absolutely switched off at a corner. They play a short corner. The right. I think it was the right back, just runs straight through our goal.
Yeah.
Straight
no,
through.
it was Diangana, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was Diangana. That wasn't the one that was. Was it that chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Diangana, and he's run right at goal. He's not picked up by anybody. It was really poor from our point of view. And you know, I don't know how it ended up hitting the underside of the bar and then being cleared out. But
I think it was like,
was it a save?
No, it hit the bar, like off the line. I genuinely thought it was in there. Fans were celebrating. Then it got like half cleared into the edge of the box, and then Kundal just overhead kicked it, scuffed it, so we could just get it out.
But we cleared our lines. Yeah. And that, to be fair, that was West Brom's last chance of the entire match. They didn't really do anything else other than a blatant push on Tanganga. We didn't get much out of the officials today, but what's new? You know, I thought he was poor. I didn't mention the goal that we did score. It was a blatant handball that should have been given us a penalty that wasn't going to be given.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, it's bounced up and hit. I think it was Styles on the hand, and it's, you know, it's a blatant. It's normally always given, but it wasn't given. Unfortunately, we scored from it. But it was a number of baffling decisions, including not from the ref this time, but from the linesman. I'm directly in line with a ball played from Tanganga out to Femi Aziz, who was on the left side, and there's no way offside and the line. I was completely shocked. I was thinking, why has the ref stopped it? Because I was watching the rest of the play, and the flag had gone up. It was never, like I said, not in a month of Sundays was it offside. But anyway, I do digress. It sometimes happens when I talk about officials. But second half, we were far better. You know, I would say completely dominant.
We didn't start amazing. There was about 20 minutes where it was more possession based, and then we really come into our own and started creating chances.
Saying that, a lot of our chances, certainly early doors in the second half, came from corners, because they just could not pick up Cooper. And then latterly Tanganga. It was, to be fair, the delivery from corners was really good. Yeah. Cooper's risen really well and headed it towards goal, and it's a really good save by the keeper, who had a decent game.
He had a good second half, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, but you could see the whole time, until that Cooper header, they just couldn't defend Cooper.
No,
they really couldn't. They were not rugby tackling him. They weren't putting 2 men on him. It was just him versus another player, and you know Cooper always wins that.
Yeah.
And then the next corner comes in, and they put 6 men on Cooper. And then Tanganga's got a free header at the back post, and it's, again, well saved by the keeper, but Tanganga puts it fairly close to him.
Yeah, he's headed it down, and the keeper saved it, and it's gone through Connolly's legs. Yeah. You know, that happened a couple of times where it just didn't quite bounce for us in the fighting wall, in the goalmouth scramble. It seemed to fall for West Brom every single time. We needed a bit of luck to get the goal. And then, obviously, we've brought Negley on for his home debut, and he's ended up with 2 fantastic headed chances. He might be rapid, and he might have a bit of skill, but the one thing this fella can't do is head the ball, which you don't expect from a winger, but he certainly couldn't head the ball. Both one he didn't even get on target. He flicked it wide, and the other one it's basically a back pass to the goalkeeper. But after really well worked plays to get down the wing, and to be fair, a lot of that was down to Joe Bryan and Femi Aziz. Look, they were a constant threat down our left-hand side, but we just couldn't get the ball over the line. We created the last chance of the game. To be fair, before I say anything, I thought Saville came on. I thought Billy Mitchell and Casper Denor had good games in central midfield, and then Saville and Honeyman came on, and both added they injected some intensity and some fresh legs. And I thought Saville looked better off the bench, if I'm being completely honest. Very lively from him, and took a booking. But we created the last chance of the game. The ball was played. It was looking like it was going to fall to Cramer at the far post, and just the defender got a flick on, and then that flick on meant it dropped to his. It basically hit Crammer.
Right knee, weren't
Yeah, it was right knee and then trickled wide, which kind of summed up our thing in the final third in the second half. But who's your man in the match today? The crowd give it to Cooper, man.
Yeah, no, but do you know what? That always happens to the goal scorer. But I would go to say Cundham. I think he's a very flary player. He has good awareness. He knows what he's doing on the ball, and he always has a good idea, and he's a very good playmaker. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Cundham.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Cundham had a really good game. I would have given it, ironically, to Joe Bryan if he hadn't made 3 mistakes in the same bit of play, but you can't give it to him after being at fault for the goal. So yeah, Cundham had a good game. Obviously, we've now got 3 very tough away games. We've got Preston away on Tuesday night, which we won't be going to. Then we've got Derby, which we will be going to on the Saturday. And then obviously the FA Cup match away at Sellers Park, which was my birthday weekend. All my family were coming down to watch the Bristol City home game, and now it's a Palace away. But we'll hopefully enjoy going to Selhurst Park. The first time we haven't been there for 10 years, I think it is, 12 years.
I am absolutely buzzing for that. There's going to be a fair amount of trouble, but Millwall Palace, most of the time, is a fantastic atmosphere. So.
Yeah, it should be a good atmosphere, and like I said, it's something to look forward to in the FA Cup. And then we've got Bristol City at home, and then Watford away. So we've got a few tough matches coming up. But if we play like we played today, like I said, Femi Aziz is an exciting player. I don't know what's happened with Reece Bangura-Williams. I was a bit disappointed he didn't come on for Femi towards the end, because Femi was tiring. But we'll see what happens. Decent performance from the Lions today. We managed to get a point, and so we'll see you all again next Saturday. Obviously, hopefully we get a decent performance on the Tuesday night against Preston. Thank you very much for watching the Millwall Drive Home. There is only one way we can end it. No one likes us.
We don't care.